the core to making money from sustainability is really that you choose initiatives that match where you are in your journey and make sure that this fits you as a company. So for that, I've created a framework that I call the House of Impact, and I'd like to share that with you today so that you easily can understand if you are doing things at the right level or not. So let me just share my screen here, and then I'll draw it up for you pretty quickly. So you should be able to see my screen by now. So I call it the House of Impact, as I said, and it basically looks like a house, surprise. Best described like drawn up like children do. Um, and of course, it has a door, and this is where you enter. Uh, and there's a ground floor, first floor, second floor, right? Ground floor, first, second. So, what's important is that you enter through the door, and then you gotta clear out the stuff in the ground floor before you start moving into first floor, and by then again clear that before you move on to second floor. So this is just like gaming, right? You need to clear out the levels before you go to the next level. So down here at the ground floor, this is what I call brilliant basics. And by that, I mean you make sure that you cover the foundational stuff. So this is stuff that we unfortunately very often skip because it might seem a bit tedious and less shiny and funky than all the fancy stuff that will come up and in first and second floor. But this is where I need to start. So what sits under Brilliant Basics? First of all, it's a money-making step. This is really about looking at the flow of resources and see everything that you buy that do not end up in a product that you sell. Well, you should think about that as waste, and then go out hunting for it and understanding where are you leaking this value and what will it take to reduce it, stop it completely, or turn it into value. Right? It's also about making sure that how it's a risk side to this as well. How to make sure you don't, in your communication, do anything in terms of damaging your brand and reputation, greenwashing problems, all of that. Basic stuff around the foundational. How are you trying to position yourself in this area of sustainability? It's part of the whole mindset. It's also how things that signals could be like your fleets, vehicles, gifts, merchandise, stuff like that. How is that signaling? There's a risk side to that as well. So again, it's all the foundational basic stuff. Very often in manufacturing, the money-making side of this, the waste part, can be hugely profitable. So this is also where you disprove the narrative that sustainability is costly and bad for business, because it's not at all. You just got to do the right things. So you need to start here, because what happens is that as you go up here, we have level of maturity here. Maturity. And also how advanced stuff are. Right, so down here at the ground floor, what we find here is that the stuff here is, a lot of this is operational excellence, you could say. It's really about improving what you already do. You might be thinking, well, we already have lean and we got that cover. Maybe you do, but my experience is that almost always lean projects, they are focusing more on the flow of time and the flow of money rather than the flow of resources. So my experiences from working with lots of companies is that there is so much material that goes to waste there, and it's quite easy to go in and start reducing some of that, which is money in the bank right away. Anyway, so that's the ground floor, brilliant basics. First floor, well, then we start to move a bit more into looking at the products and solutions you have and saying, how do we create new and better versions of this, right? So here we have innovation, to product development. So clearly you can see things are more advanced here. There's more risk, but you're also starting to see that, because that's part of what you get when you do the foundational stuff, is that people are in the organization start to see that you're actually taking action. You're doing measurable things that reduce waste, reduce your negative impact, start to become more proud of working there. It becomes more meaningful, and with that comes, and that is very well proven, not by the field of sustainability, but actually in human resources, that people that are engaged and happy to work for their workplace or proud to work there, they stay longer, they're more productive, have less absences due to illness, and they actually also work a bit harder. So as you move up, so when you get to first floor here, you have some indirect value that starts to kick in along with the more direct value, which is the only thing you have in the ground floor, which is also why it all sits here, right? So if you invest in something down here, well, you only have the direct savings to cover the cost. So if you look at it from a business case point of view, well, you have the cost side and then you have the benefit side. And the cost side, well, you need to invest X amount of money in doing or time doing in whatever changes you need. And the savings is going to come back in terms of saved money, saved material, saved time, whatever. Up here, you can start to do slightly more advanced stuff, because you also have, again, this is part of the ongoing process of keeping people happy about where they work, and thereby you get all these inside additional values, indirect values to add to the business case. This also means that you have a far more customer-centric focus. So on the ground floor is very inwards. It's the business centric. It's optimizing what you already do. First floor, you start to look more into customers and customer needs and problems, and you also do that obviously on second floor. Second floor, if you have a one line for that, it's going to be identity. Identity. So these are the companies that are more all in on this. They're starting to embed it in everything they do. So you start to see it showing up in bonus schemes and basically everywhere in the company, in your branding, in your marketing, in your material, in the way you make choices on investments and everything. So the further up you go, the more advanced and the more all in, you could say, you are. So this is the framework: ground floor, first floor, second floor. What's important is that you enter here, right? Don't jump straight to first floor because you have been to a conference and heard somebody amazing tell a story about what they do, and then you go home and think, oh, that was really fantastic, I want to do that as well. If it doesn't fit you, it won't work. It's like you trying to copy Nike or Apple's marketing strategy without having spent the billions of dollars and having the foundation that they have. It won't work. So you need to match who you are, right? So you go in here and then you got to make your way around here before you enter up to first floor and potentially onto second floor if you like to, right? So it's a journey you need to travel, and you need to clear out the level before you go on to the next one. So this is the framework. This is, and let me just stop sharing and come back to you here. So I will urge you to take notice of this framework. It's really simple, but it's also really, really powerful, because easily you can see, well, how advanced are we? How much have we done already? Or if you're looking to a partner in your supply chain or elsewhere that you want to work with, you need to understand where they are. And when you do that, You can easily see if you're a good match, or if it's your own organization, what type of initiatives do we need to put forward. And no matter where you are, if you feel like, oh, I actually haven't done all the work on the ground floor, you should definitely go down and do that, because there is so much business opportunity and impact opportunity at the ground floor. So I hope it was helpful. If you want more, you know what to do. It's the like, subscribe thing. But more importantly, if you want a lot more about exactly all of this and having me unfold this entire, especially ground floor part, into far more details, then I'm putting together a long form video where I'm going to give away everything you need to know about this, everything I've learned over the last couple of decades of working with this stuff, the tips, the tricks, and everything. Um, because I feel like we really need to do something to speed up the green transition in this world. And also, um, the name of the game here in Europe right now, but I guess all over the world, but especially here in Europe, is just competitiveness, right? We need to become more competitive, and make sure that we create jobs and all of that. And sustainability can do that when you do it the right way, and if you make your, if you work your way up through the house of impact. So I feel like I have to give this away, to make it available for as many as possible. It might also be really bad for my business, I'm not sure. So maybe I'll take it down again. But what I will do, I will make it and I will put it up there, and then I'll see how it goes. So if you want to make sure that you get a chance to get all of this free stuff, there's a link in the description to where you can sign up, and then you're going to get an email by the time it's ready to launch later this summer. So if you want to know everything you need to do, if you want to have everything you need to know on how to make money on sustainability, just click the link and put your name in there. See you out there. Bye.